Hi all. Sunday night, isn't it? Sunday night. What happened on Sunday night? Bloody hell. Bad time, wasn't it? Sunday. Head left. Head right. Head back. Head left. Okay, head left, go to the right. Head left, go to the right. Hi. Hello everyone. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hiya. Hello. That's three people already. Poor man's Jim. Oh, good. I've seen you before now. How are we doing, everyone, so far? I just want to have a chat with you. It's Sunday night, and obviously, it's Sunday night. I didn't do a lot of 9 to 5s. Hello, Matthew. How are you doing? But I did a few 9 to 5s. I always found this Sunday before I joined the police. Hello, Claire. How are you doing? Before I joined the police, I always found Sundays a bit of a drag because I felt hungover for a start. I don't wear glasses, I just put them onto this daft computer. It's all a bit fuzzy. Sundays was always a fear day for me. I thought, God, I'll go back to work tomorrow. Hello, Gerard. How are you doing? Paul, good evening. How are you doing? Fun cigars. That's a bit much, isn't it? Nice DVC. I'm just talking about Sundays. How boring are fucking Sundays when you're drinking? In the old days, the pubs used to close at 2 on a Sunday. I got so depressed. You knew it was work next day. Because before John the Police, I had what was called a normal job as an engineer. I used to hate weekends coming to an end. It was great on Friday night. Friday lunchtime, have a few drinks at lunchtime before I went to drink, and properly on the Friday night. Hello, Anne, how are you doing? I'm talking to just tonight about Sunday evenings. Oh, exactly, Claire. Awful, isn't it? I was just telling people earlier, but when I used to have a normal job before I joined the police, I was an engineer, and we did normal work hours, and Thursday night was all right. A few drinks there, and Friday was like, great. Saturday was fabulous, but Saturday night, oh God, Sunday no more. You only get one day off, really, don't you? That's just Saturday. And I always used to feel horrendous on the Sunday. Think about what I've got to go back to work, Tommy, wasn't it? I wasn't feeling particularly strenuous, really, mentally, but I felt rough on a Monday. I remember one day, God, pardon me. One day, I got these candles on. I drove to work 3 years at the same route, and one Monday, I had a heavy session all weekend. I forgot how to get there. Took the wrong turn. I was only about 19. What a fucking carry on, isn't it? Alcohol, it's a nightmare, a total nightmare. Anybody else got the fears before work? That's what they call the Sunday fears, isn't it? Because you're going to have to go to work. It's going to be a carry on at work. But I used to feel awful. I was depressed on a Sunday. God. It would put you open about 7 o'clock again at night. You don't want to have too much in case you felt rough the next day, but invariably you'd have too much because you're so sick of your life because it was Sunday. No shops or anything. There's nothing to do, is there? There still isn't much to do. I've been closed at 4. I ran around. I was like a lunatic earlier, trying to get some shopping. Why were we closed at 4 o'clock? What's all that about? I had my first trigger yesterday watching a film that was involving an ex-alcoholic and a glass of whiskey. All gone. Have any tips on help triggers? Still don't want that because you can't tell what's going to happen in a film, really. I mean, try and keep away from places you used to go, which, let me just move this can to burn this a bit, which caused you to relapse. But when you're watching a film, it's a little bit difficult. You just got to focus on how bad you're going to feel if you start to drink again. That's the main thing. Just make yourself wind the clock forward, and don't get entangled with it all. Don't think about, if I just had one, would it be okay? Because you're not going to be okay. That's the answer to that. You're going to have problems. You just have one, so you've got to be very careful with this. As you know by now, we've discussed it a few times. I'm just talking about a little bit about the signs of alcoholism. Early signs, I think, for me, are we're drinking more than everybody else and building up a tolerance. And then you start to drink a bit more every week than you used to. Then you become the main drinker in a group. And you become the one, he can drink anybody else on the table. And you wear that like a badge of pride, don't you? As your tolerance increases. But as your tolerance increases, it means you're slipping more into this alcohol use disorder area, or alcoholism as it used to be. And you start to feel a bit worse. You get more for cravings sometimes. I think there's not massive cravings later on, but in the early days, if I said, I'm going to meet somebody at 7, I got used to being drinking 7. By 6 o'clock, I was gagging for a pint. If that makes sense, Hello, John. How are you? So early on, you start to have these wants to be on the beer again pretty quickly, and I couldn't. I was talking about the early signs of alcoholism. Just when it creeps up quickly. I think it would creep and quickly probably don't go together. But that's what I meant. Over the years, you can start drinking moderately in 18, 19, or 25. You can be completely hooked. Don't you see? After there was 6 years and fully sober, 2.5 years, I relapsed stream every night last week. Really? I think it's your brain reminding how bad you were. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I used to get nightmares. I used to wake up with this massive stomach again and think I was in hospital again. Jeez, I used to like put my hands down under the roof and think, I'm okay, I'm not bleeding to death anymore. I haven't got issues. It's a horrendous thing, alcoholism, isn't it? The early signs to me, as I said, are tolerance goes up. You promise yourself you're not going to drink very much. So I'm just going to have 2, maybe having 6 or 10. That's the problem, and that's the signs. You can't. I was saying to somebody the other day, his wife said, you can't press the stop button when he drinks. And he'd been on holiday, and I was going to give it a go out of me. He stopped drinking for about a week, and he's the most miserable guy I've seen for years, He likes a pint. I said to him, look, if it's not causing any harm, just do it. He just is so depressed. He's not listening to me. You can't tell somebody what to do. It's one of those things, isn't it? People will do what they want to do. Hello, Matthew. How are you doing? We're just talking about early signs of alcoholism. Any signs you've got? Do you want to share with us the early signs? Because, like I said, mine was tolerance, craving a little bit, habitual drinking, and promising yourself you're going to cut down. You keep going on, but cut down. It's on your mind all the time, isn't it? And then you get to the point where you can't stop out of the pub, or you can't stop buying cans, or you can't stop drinking. Tonics. Been sober 5 months, have compensated cirrhosis. I noticed you drink zero Guinness, but surely getting the taste of it. Everyone's different. Tonics. I was on alcohol free for 8 years, and I went back now because I had cravings for alcohol because of an emotional situation. I've been drinking zero for 5.5 years, not a problem for me, but it might be for other people. Jonathan Clifton, hi all, hope you're well. So yeah, the alcohol free stuff. There's quite a debate on that. It helps me, but it might help you. We're all different. Everyone's a different person here. Different metabolisms, different wants, and different style of living. So it's horses for courses on the zero side, isn't it? But when you start to get these early signs of alcoholism, this is when you need to stop. We're all past that now, probably, but it's never too late to stop because your body will repair. But I'm just going through a few of the questions people have asked. I've mentioned this before. Somebody asked again, functional alcoholism. I thought it was functioning well, but I look back and it probably wasn't compared to some people. A lot of drinkers in the police, but maybe they weren't as heavy as I was. I don't know. I've lost a lot of friends through alcoholism. A lot of people have passed away through suicides and, liver disease, heart attacks, strokes, all that sort of thing. I'm trying to conceal how much you're drinking is a massive sign. Yeah, concealing drink, very much so. Being in denial. You deny it, don't you? Because you don't want to face life without a drink. Because maybe you've had some good times. We associate good times with it. It's like when you look back at relationships, sometimes you try and pick the good bits, don't you? Even though it could be horrendous at times. That's the way you look at life. And I think of all the good bits in the police. But there were some terrible times when I was absolutely knackered all the time and, didn't get on with people at work and dealt with instances, things you shouldn't really see. I didn't have any PTSD or anything like that, but it wasn't all roses in the garden. They always get problems, don't you? As I've said before, if you hope you help. If you find this channel helpful, then please feel free to drop a super chat in. And thanks to everyone who donated a little bit last night, or a lot in some cases. It all helps me to keep the current, keeps the content current and going and moving along, as it were. There's a lot in the press recently about alcoholism and how other drug addicts get treated more quickly and more and just safely, but just more efficiently than alcoholics. So many heavy drinkers or problem drinkers, I think, were sort of swept under the carpet, like, washed away a little bit, forgotten about, because it seems normal that people drink too much. But it's not normal that people take too much heroin, is it? Trying to conceal a drink, definitely a warning sign. The addiction is the high you get from alcohol. The taste of drink, yeah, it is, John. Yeah. It's not the taste. It's how you get the buzz. We get a buzz. So, I mean, after 8 years drinking, I was frightened to drink again. But you do feel different. Obviously, as soon as you take an alcoholic drink, you feel a difference. But it's not for me now. It can't be for me because I won't be here any longer. I've got too much to lose. I don't want to lose what I've got. I was thinking about it all the time, no matter what I was up to. Yeah, that's a good point. You think about drinking all the time. You think about where you're going to hide it, how can you afford it, how are you going to get it, what time does the pub open, what time does the pub close, what time the last underground is, what time the last bus is, can you get a taxi, are you going to have cash, can you hide the bank statements from your wife, where can you conceal the drink, can you get to work the next week, have you got any plans? You plan all of your life around places you can get a drink. You don't want to go to the allotment or the garden centre or DIY places. I nobody wants to go there sober, really, but you know what I'm saying? You want to go to places where there's alcohol. And that's another issue. But, oh, yeah, you do. It's on your mind. It preys on your mind all the time, isn't it? Jonathan, and so right. I tried to hide bottles of wine in a hoodie pocket in the wardrobe. I was nipping to Lou off, and both my kids cottoned down how embarrassed I was. Yeah, it's horrendous, isn't it? Yeah, people do know what we're up to. Most, especially those close to you, if you're living with them, and even if you're not. I mean, I've had relationships before. There's been a slight distance. I'm talking about just a few miles, but you have to go in the car and say, "Oh, you can't make it. I can't make it in the car because," people know that. That's stupid. I try to consider, well, I'm getting super fit and whatnot, and well, you can have one, and we'll drive you home, and you're caught then, aren't you? You've got to be open about it. But yeah, there's secrecy behind it. This is what causes all the work, isn't it? And that's why it's a full-time job. Yes, that's very true, Steve. Everyone knows. It's quite obvious, isn't it, to people? And we think we're being clever about hiding it. The only people we're actually, conning is ourselves, isn't it? Nobody else. You don't con anybody, really. All you're doing is putting off the inevitable. If you don't stop, you're going to die. So it's best to stop it, if you can, safely. If you can't do it safely, then you've got to get some help. I wish I'd gone to the hospital rather than messing around with GPs and trying to self-medicate, because hospital would have sorted me out, because we've got a duty of care there, haven't I don't think the A&E would have kicked me out into the street. So basically, you've got to think about yourself and all of this, and push yourself. If you need a scan, you need some blood tests, insist on them. And tell people you need this, you need that. Thanks for the donation there, Peter. Well, very welcome. So you've got to pull yourself around. You've got to be positive, and there is a way out. Some of us get at the bottom of the bottle. We have very black days, very bleak days. But there is help there. There's help here. There is help in the hospitals, I think. I just don't think the GPs know what they're doing in general, because they're not experts on alcoholism. Only an alcoholic can feel your pain, if that makes sense. I'm starting to stockpile now, so I don't have to keep going up, getting it. At the same Sainsbury's delivery driver every time I order, and he's starting to notice. I know, John, it's weird how we are embarrassed by the people who deliver it and things. He probably has got his own shit to deal with, to be honest with you. But we become paranoid, don't we? The shopkeeper isn't worried about what you're doing with your life. They've got enough stress and worry themselves. But I do take on board what you're saying. I used to think that every time I went to shop, it's the same place, There's a pub called, I don't know if you know all the carrying that's going on in Epping Forest at the moment, but I used to drink in a place called the Forest Gate pub in Epping. And sometimes the barman would say, you've been here 4 times today. And I thought, what the fuck's it got to do with you? But you become a little bit wary of that and what people think of you, don't you? And you shouldn't really. Now I'm older and more confident. I just obviously don't drink now, but if I was in the same situation, it's time to bugger off, And that was off a stockpile of drink it all. Yeah, so we're all different, aren't we? I just sniffed for one night. I couldn't do that, Steve. I had piles and piles of it. I couldn't buy just enough for one night in case I would panic if it was near sort of going low. I mean, some guy was on the night, he paid 12 quid for 4 cans of cider. So they're taking the piss on the deliveries, aren't they, really? God knows what I paid for Dairy Drink years ago. It was a lot more money than would have been in the supermarket. Slab of Stella. But I couldn't get the supermarket. I couldn't drive. The car rode away. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even get a taxi myself. I didn't think about getting a taxi, so I just get them to deliver it. And it didn't start delivering at 10, so I was like so adamant at 10 o'clock, get on the phone, get the next slab. It was actually horrendous. Thank you for your support. Thanks, Jez. I had to drive to see my elderly mother. Should have taken 2 hours. Had to drive on country roads. Yeah, that's so like me, Jez. The panic of driving on a straight road on a motorway. Really bad, this anxiety, you know. That's not talked about by doctors at all, in my experience. Yeah, that's really, it's just a simple me that. There's Jez there, I had to drive for 5 hours instead of 2. Jeez. I switched to Tesco for a bit, John. Grantonian, you start to recognise the sound of your own bin getting tipped. Yeah, tons of glass. It's like when you're on holiday and you hear the nightclub people putting out the empties, and then the bin men come out about 5 o'clock in the morning, don't they? Matthew, thank you for all your videos. Very welcome, Matthew. Happy Sober Sunday, Scooter. Yeah, you're right there. Happy Sober Sunday. We've been doing these, I think, about 10 days now, and we've got quite a lot. We've got a core regular group, and it's going well. And you know, if you find them helpful, then please share the fact they're on here. Please share the channel as well. And if you want to support the channel and you benefit, then please drop a super chat, super sticker thing, and it helps me to keep everything up to date and keeps it moving along. You know, keeps us all on the straight and narrow, because that's what we're here for, to be healthy and happy, aren't we? Thanks for doing this. You're welcome, Scooter. Takes a bit of time, but I've got a little bit of support from people, which is good. You just a couple of quid now and again. It pays for electricity and the candles I've got. I don't know why I have candles. Never mind. Yeah, the live feeds are no problem, because I think you get a lot of benefit from this rather than watching the video. And you can also speak to people on here who you can say in the comments who are the same as you, because we're all the same, you know. Overthinkers, protective, sensitive people who are very capable in life, but lose our way due to the alcohol, whereas beer, cider, wine or spirits, it doesn't make any difference, really. I love the feed thing. It's a great idea. It helps people to get through the day. Yeah, it was a good point, Claire. Thanks, Timmy. Appreciate that. Yeah, the thing is, at night I used to get very depressed. You know, I managed to get the pub for a couple of hours. I walk into an empty flat and think, Jesus, cold in here, no heating, lighting. I had some lighting, but no heating. And when I used to get this onesie, this Tiger onesie on, my daughter bought me. And I think, is this my life? 57 with a Tiger onesie on, with rats running around. And slabs of beer I wasn't even going to drink. No rest, no calls, no friends, nothing. No one's going to ring you. Nothing will change unless you change it. And that's the problem, the rut we get into, you see. It's this AA stream. It's just a normal webcam stream, I think. This is quite new to me, so I'm not an expert on it. You sort of switch it on for the best, you know. I will have to after 40 days or so. 40 days for that, I feel a lot of self-loathing and disappointment. It was all due to being at an event. I was feeling extremely nervous and I couldn't leave. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? What happens to us? The mind, for me, was the first thing that went, rather than the physical side, you know. Yeah, same me on me. That anxiety came first, the panic attacks. Maverick, AA, no, nothing to do with AA. I'm going to post AA, but it just didn't do me any good. It was a waste of time. I don't believe in higher powers. I believe in black and white, really. You either stop or you'll die early. That's it. There's not much more to discuss than that, really. Well, there is more to discuss, but you know what I mean? That's the sort of extreme sides of it. The promises are real. You can get well, no matter how far along you are. I mean, I had the worst alcohol-related liver disease, decompensated, that means with symptoms, cirrhosis, shrunken liver, ascites fluid, spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, huge umbilical hernia which had to be repaired, and a massive fucking operation. I had tonic clonic seizures. The list is endless. What I went through, and I was 9 stone in weight, and I'm 6'3". I hadn't eaten for weeks, months. Hair fell out, everything. It was horrendous. Where I was like death warmed up. If you go onto those posts, you'll see the photographs on the community post on the site. Been 2 months since I drunk now. Big test over the next few days because my wife is away 4 days. Well, juggling geek, you should make the most of your wife being away and just relax. And this is another problem. Trying to relax with alcohol is a massive challenge, isn't it? But come on here, a little bit, chat with other people. There's a good thing about this is you can chat to people, other people. Hi, Maverick, yeah, northeast Newcastle, just outside. You can see the football ground from where I am. Used to go to meetings, some not anymore. No, I did 2 years ago. I didn't find them helpful at all. Waste of time, really. And as I said before, if you find these helpful, then please drop a sort of chat in or something. Keep it going, keep it up to date. I'm doing plenty of research on this, trying to get new subjects. It's a minefield, this alcoholism thing. And the death rate is still increasing because there's nothing being done about it, is it? So I want to make this group strong so we can help people and then we'll get some notoriety from that. It's good to be able to help people and to be recognised. I mean, when I get a message that says you saved my daughter's life, you saved my life, I'm off the booze now for 14 months as I started this channel, I get a real buzz from that. And I'd like to be able to keep going with this in time, What it means. A near-death experience will hopefully cure you. Yes, Steve, that's what I had. I mean, I did think even after 2.5 years being in hospital and had a little stent put in my liver, numerous operations to sort the umbilical hernia out where I nearly bled to death. I still thought, I wonder what it's like to have just one. Why did I do that? Thanks, Dee BB. Thanks for a fantastic donation. £10, amazing. It keeps everything ticking over well, and I hope you're well. I must get in touch with you at some point, actually. First donation. Brilliant, thanks. Good support, Dave. From a little note. Let's have a look. So yeah, you've got to think about yourself and not be so not trying to be such a people pleaser. That's part of our DNA, isn't it? Sometimes, being a people pleaser, being affable, being pleasant. Again, thanks, JD, for amazing super chats. Michael died in the back of his car on a hot day covered in liver spots. This is real and drinking is dangerous. Yeah, it's very real. It's a very serious thing, this. But we don't take it seriously. When we're advised by the doctors to cut down, we just say, oh, we know best. You don't do that when you're told you've got an issue with your foot, or you've got an infection in the bone, you've got a bit of skin cancer. You take it seriously, don't you? You look after yourself. What I did when I was told when I was 30, to slow down and cut it out, I kept on drinking. But I thought I knew best, because we think we know better. We're drinking, but we don't have a clue. Maverick, the lockdowns made it. Oh yeah, well, the lockdowns made it worse because people now still work from home. The reason people drink more is availability. And that's why I sort of mentioned, well, this was opening early. It's more availability for people. But if you're working from home, you sit in your pajamas at 9 o'clock on a Monday, and you feel really, really rough, you might be tempted to have a hair of the dog. And from the hair of the dog scenario, then it can go to the top of drinking. Didi said that even though it's not easy to stop, but really worth it. Make sure you have support you need. Good point. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's not easy to stop, but it's 100 times better life, when you're off it. 100 times better. Thanks again for that donation. Really appreciate it. The lockdowns went worse. It did. Pandemic, yes. Steve Jones, I was in a coma on life support for a week because of my drinking. I keep relapsing. The fear of death isn't enough. Zagros, there's a link in the description. Give it a click or get in touch with me. I do one-to-one mentoring. It's really, really successful. I'll get you off. Just have a video call with it and we'll sort something out. People pleasing, yeah, that's the thing. I had a friend who literally just repeats shit. If you don't go boozing with him, yeah. The thing is, we get targeted because we're good people. Oh, just come for mine, just for one. Even though you're going to feel like shit the next day, you'll go. They're just putting your foot down. No, I can't be bothered. People pleasing gets us in a whole world of trouble. Is there found the go for just Desmond was the go-to, but they wouldn't give me in 2014. I think it's Librium now, but I couldn't get anything. People in countries with less sun drink more. 100%. The weather is massive factor here. Scandinavia has a massive drink problem because it's dark, not in the winter. You won't alone either. Jonathan, this group of your chat needs to go bigger. So many people need this. It's hard to admit stuff sometimes, but it's overlooked in the small. Jonathan Clifton, brilliant poster. It needs to get bigger. It will get bigger. But it needs to be pushed more. So you can push it. Everyone here can push it a little bit. Get a bit, what's the word for it? Organic. At the moment, we need to push it. Richard Bruce, hair of the dog, drinking through a hangover. Never been there. Wouldn't want to. It's horrible, Richard. When you start having the hair of the dog, then you become a top drinker. Then you become drinking all day. You start drinking all day, every day. And the earlier you start, the worse it gets. Like in the UK, if you live down south with a bit more sun than up north, you drink. Very true, Maverick. Very true. That's why the northeast got the highest death rate in the country, and Scotland as well. It's a very, very, very good point. I didn't drink as much when I was napping. I used to drink a lot of work, mind. But you had a good weather. You could do the things, go for a bike ride. Take my daughter for a bike ride. You couldn't do that in the northeast. I mean, it's warm sometimes, but very rarely. I remember Billy Connolly said there's only two seasons in Scotland. One is winter and the other one's July. Because they don't get good weather. The south was much warmer. I was down there for 20 odd years. It was always much warmer, much more pleasant. Great day, chatters. Bob, which is worse? Cigarettes or alcohol? Well, I never smoked. But the thing is, to combine a lot of smokers drink, a lot of drinkers smoke, if that makes sense. Or people who don't normally smoke will have a drink when they drink. Actually, will have a smoke when they drink. So you're not a regular smoker, but you go out, have too many to drink, and you have a couple of cigarettes. The link to your ebook says store under construction. Oh, right, Jody, I'll get a link for you. If you go onto the main website, it should be on there. Somebody just bought a book earlier on. Thanks, Didi. So, Jody Paul, your ebook. I put my number on here. If you text me your number, I'll sort it out for you. It's a good book. It allows you to get, you can refer to it, you know. That's my number there. Jody, if you want to text me or something, and I'll send you the link direct. So when you drink all day, every day, you're in a permanent hangover. Yeah, I was out for years. Permanent hangover for years. I mean, what's all that's horrendous, isn't it? I don't know what's all that about. You're in a permanent state of hangover. I've pinned that number to the top, Jody, Paul. If you text that number, I'll get the link to you. Hi Neil, how are you doing? The cold is not the biggest problem. If the darkness, 100% the darkness, yeah, vitamin D is good for you. Hello, fellow. Hello, Karen, how are you doing? Hi, Lucy. I think there's quite a lot of people joining now, which is good. And plenty 10 to 10. Hi, Gary. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Steve. Being in a coma isn't normal. Of course it's not. Joe Moran, over 3 years sober, and this week was as close as I came to relapse after having my dog put down. Sorry to hear that, John, but there are times when you do think, God, I'll have a drink. But you've got to be strong. I have problems. We all have problems. Dee Dee's been sober for 20 years. He's got problems, but we can deal with them much better if we are sober. We don't reach for the bottle, you know. It's very true. SAD, seasonal affective disorder. You're right there. I got drunk Friday. Don't normally go out on the night. So much anxiety. Yeah, you got to try and get back sober again. Some people with SAD find that light therapy can help improve their mood. Yeah, it's a good point. Light boxes come in useful. Being a coma from cirrhosis is what can happen. Yeah, I don't know how that works, Colin, but I've heard of it. Beef and chicken. Yeah, sorry for your loss, John. I had a dog called Major. He died. It was Princess. I had two. Major and Princess. I had to take some time off work. Princess died. I was fucking good. I mean, horrendously good with that. Horrendous. Someone makes it too easy for a pint. That's another thing. Yeah, the South, you know, in general, the South drink probably the same as the North, but they die less early because of the deprivation in the Northeast, or the North in general, you know. Teesside, Newcastle, Gates, all these sort of places. Not much work, not much future, that sort of thing, you know. So it makes it too easy here. It does make it too easy for a drink. Why do you help? I think it's brilliant. Stuart, because I nearly died. And my partner said, what are you going to do with your life? When I first met her, just under 2 years ago, I said, well, the only thing I was good at was the police, and I'm too old for that, and drinking. And then she said, well, why don't we look at the drinking and do something with it? And it was her who actually motivated me to do it. So thanks very much to my partner. And it helps me keep busy. Keeping busy is a big part of keeping sober, and I keep focused. And I like to help people. I don't mind talking about my illness. I'm quite open about it, obviously, because I'm on the internet now. Instead of hiding it like a secret, then I can be open. And if you're open about it, people trust you. And you can tell them what's happening. Because I don't funny about lardy or mamby pamby. I tell the truth. Giving it was one thing, staying sober is another. 100%. Steve, that's why I called this channel initially "Get Sober, Stay Sober," and that's what I'm here for. If you want to get sober, stay sober with me, I'll do one-to-one with you. Hi Gary, I think everyone's doing well. Cheers. I understand the battle. Drinking after shock on holiday in my teens, can barely remember the taste, let alone my teens. Hi Richard on that one. And Neil, 17 days. That's good, Neil. Every day, right, is an individual day. Take it one day at a time. Matthew, well done, Carolyn, keep going. Yeah, everyone keep going if you're getting sober. If you're not getting sober, if you've got problems, if you're relapsing, if you have relapsed, that's part of the journey. It's a learning curve, this, it really is. And I hope you're finding these streams helpful and informative, because I'm getting there's a lot of good people on here. And if you want to keep it buoyant, drop the super chat, super thanks in there. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just keeps everything current. I can do more research and do more for you. We can all do more for each other. I think we can get a lot from this. There's some very clever people on here. There's one guy the other night who had loads of scientific stuff on. I learned quite a lot, and I googled quite a few things he mentioned. There's a lot of information here. There's talented, very talented people. Sorry. Oh, you want antidepressants? Antidepressants? You're a good man. Hope this channel grows as much as possible. Thanks, Matthew. But will all our help. Bob, how are you doing, Bob? You had a bit of a rough night, didn't you? Hope you're feeling better today. I had an ND 2 weeks. ND, I don't know what that is. 2 weeks before I finally got sober. I'm so blessed and grateful today that I feel free. Well, that's a fantastic word, free. The freedom of being sober is incredible, isn't it? You've got to realise that you only got one life. Life is very fragile, isn't it? I noticed it was more fragile when I was ill, obviously. I mean, I knew it was fragile from the work I'd done in the police service, and so many people died and committed suicide and such like. But when you're actually in the hospital and, environment yourself, and you're told you maybe have a year to live, or you Google it, I knew I had decompensated liver cirrhosis. If you actually put in the AI or Google it, it says 2 years. How I'm here, I don't know. Oh, well, I mean, the consultant says you're here because you did exactly what I told you to do, which is stop drinking, get your diet sorted out, start to exercise a bit. And to me, another thing, nobody mentions this, but this is the thing that I think, positive mindset. Because when I was in hospital, I dreamed of just being able to sit outside. Nice, that's all I want to do. Be outside for 10 minutes. I don't need a Rolls Royce. I don't need a private jet. I just want to be free of the alcohol, free of this being trapped. Because somebody described it as a prison with a key on the inside. It's true that you've got to want to do it yourself and escape it yourself. You can't do it. I was kind of, I know I'm on mood stabilizers. Right, that's another. Oh yeah, has anybody had blackouts and memory loss? I had a couple. When I remember waiting up in Forest after I had a heavy session in the West End a couple of times. Memory loss, yeah, definitely. Memory loss, you forgot where you've been. Thanks for your support there, Dee. So, memory loss, blackouts, a couple of times blacked out. Probably more in the later stage when I found myself on the floor of the flat with really sore ribs and very broken ribs, And Julian, can you visit family while wife is away? Don't give in to temptation. That's a good idea, Colin. Visit people. If you give in to temptation, you're going to be on here saying I've messed up again. You don't want to mess up, do you? You have to be solid. You have to be positive, and you have to think of this as a journey of self-help, and you're going to get well again. It'll be amazing. 100 of us all doing well in a year's time, helping other people. A massive network of people who can just come to us, and we could do so much with it. Got to stick at it. Consistency, as my partner says, consistency is the key to everything. Going to the gym, food, the whole lot in life, learning, it doesn't matter what it is. I remember studying for the sergeant's exam. It was 20 weeks studying. Great big thick book, a foot thick. And me and this other guy, Mark, went through it. And we were all getting 90%, 95% every week. In 1 week, I didn't do as much studying because I'd been away. I went down to 45%. Consistency is the key. But we still came in the top 100 or 2,500, so we did all right. Richard Burton drank, a lot of stuff for neuropathy, but helps anxiety. Yeah, it causes neuropathy, doesn't it? So I want to give it up, but helps anxiety. Yeah, it does. Like initially, or for a short term, for short times, John, it will help with anxiety, but not long term. It will cause more issues. Probably Richard Burton, yeah, he did. The antidepressants, 10 times worse. And Need Downers Not Uppers was also recently diagnosed with bipolar. So there's all sorts of health issues that people have as well that aren't even linked to alcohol. Alcohol will make them worse. It doesn't matter what illness or disability, however minute or insignificant really to start with, alcohol will make everything 100 times worse. You find yourself in a whole world of trouble very quickly. That's the problem. It's not something that will just leave you alone, It will not help you. It'll make things a lot worse. I'm 53, Stuart. The 3 years sober, and I've watched you from afar. My story is so similar to yours. Whatever condition came out, I got with no warning after a week. Bloody hell. Horrendous, isn't it? It's called, liver disease with alcohol, it's called the silent killer. Because unless you're like myself, I had symptoms decompensated, which is the worst, obviously. I had symptoms of ascites and all sorts of problems, and malnutrition. If you're looking all right and you compensate, the liver disease might not show up until you have a scan for something else. The silent killer, yeah. By the time they find the scan, it could be too far gone. The next stage from cirrhosis, you see, is liver cancer. That's why I get screened twice a year. DD, 20 years as a drinker. Who doesn't drink, but always wary. Yeah, it's a good warning that, DD. Always be wary of the fact you may be taken back. They may be tempted to take you back there. And if it does, you're pretty much back to square one and beyond, because if you're on and off it like I was with relapsing, you get this kindling effect, which can be very dangerous and mess up with your mind and your body. Carly, I don't understand this channel really. It's just a chat place really. The channel is just about alcohol and how it kills you really, and how you can get off it with a bit of help. You need a bit of support. It's just a general YouTube channel about alcoholism, how it can kill you. That's it. But if you don't understand it, that's what I mean. People can enlighten you. Other people can enlighten you. Carly on that one. 15 up to 30, 40. Yeah, you've got to be very, very focused to get through this. Thanks, Didi. Yeah, Stuart, well done. Anybody who's got sober, well done. Anybody who's trying to get sober, well done. And well done everybody coming here, because by coming here, it shows a degree of awareness that you're drinking too much. And, you've all got symptoms of slipping into alcoholism. Maybe you're not full-blown alcoholic yet, but you will do if you carry on drinking. And some of us, like DD and a few other people, have been sober for a while. And Stuart's been sober for 3 years. So it's a massive feat to do that, because it's so easy to just go to the pub, isn't it? It's much easier to get in the pub than it is out, and that's why something's called a lobster pot, isn't it? You get in, be crawling out. To get crawled out, you can't get out, because you'll meet people in the pub, and you'll start to feel more relaxed, and your inhibitions will get low, and you think, I'm not going to bother going home to the partner. Can't be bothered with them. I still have a few more pints with my mates. They're not really your mates, just drinking buddies, aren't they? Steve Jones, daily units at my worst, I drank 250 units a week. Honestly, now daily unit intake. I do follow a guy from South Carolina on YouTube, and he's awesome. What's his name, Caroline? Is that a young lad? Grand Touring, 2 or 3 bottles of wine a day I was on. Wow. I've met people who've been on a lot more than that, man. But even so, 2 or 3 bottles of wine is a lot. That's far too much. We're all here because we drink too much, aren't we? What's this guy called, John? 40 units, that's not too bad, Steve. 40 units is quite low. Like the black drinking alone. Drinking alone when is it a red flag? It's a red flag when you're drinking too much. I used to drink alone, but that was after the pub. I just thought I'd have a few more. I couldn't press the stop button, you see. I just wanted a little bit more. Didn't want the night to end. You know, if you don't want the night to end, you think, well, I'll keep going. That's the problem with it, isn't it? And if you haven't got the switch off button, then you're pretty much knackered, aren't you? But I was anyway. So the kind of worst thing is my sister, a longevity of 20 years, quite low. 40 units is very, very low. It's not even a problem drinker, really. You know, so you've got to think, well, how well do I want to feel in 10 years' time? Do I want to be here in 10 years' time? I was living from day to day, at best. And, well, it wasn't a very good existence anyway. It was pretty damn messy. When you get to the point you can't function, your digestive system knackered. You can't eat, you become malnourished, and all these things on top, you know. Probably between 50 and 60 units daily. That's quite high. I was drinking about 150 units a week. 4 bottles of wine a day, Steve. Yeah, that's a lot of care. 4 bottles of wine a day. At the end, when I was really ill, I wasn't drinking much at all. I was just sipping away just to try and keep me on the straight and narrow. Well, straight and narrow. Stable in a way. I didn't enjoy it anymore. When you get ill, you don't enjoy it. That's the problem. And you become, well, you're dependent on it. Chemically dependent on it, physically dependent on it. It's not something you do for enjoyment. The last 10 years of my drinking, I didn't enjoy it. I felt I had to do it to get by, to get through the day. It wasn't an enjoyable experience at all. 40 units a day is a lot. My experience through groups and meetings, I think what you're drinking matters. I don't think what you. I think what you're doing matters. Beer isn't as bad as spirits or wine. Yeah, it could be said. Maybe I'm not sure. I did sort of drink mostly lager and Guinness, but still got me. Hello, Catherine. How are you? Steve, please let's talk units today. How's your sorry when you've seen your own? Oh, to play time, sure. Press the bell on near the subscribe thing on the main channel, then you get notified. Nice to see you, Stuart. The units thing, I'm not really 100% au fait with that. I'm not like Dan Abbott who's going to pretend I know. Not with a daft figure. I'm not sure what the safe unit thing is to say, but we all drank more than that. I know that. Once I started, I never wanted to stop. That was me. Once I started, I could never not stop. 7 months alcohol free. Well done, John. My life is so much better in every way. I'm so glad I lost the fear of stopping. Yeah, it is, yeah. John Clark brings up a very good point. It's a fear of stopping. I was very frightened because I had previous seizures. But the fear of stopping, the fear of going forward sober, can also be quite strong. I think I had 265 units a week before I stopped. Still blows my mind. 265 units. Yeah, it's quite a lot. I don't know what a unit is. Is a unit half a pint? I don't know. I sit here sometimes after 15 pints and think, what the fuck am I doing? Then I drink more. Yeah, I did it, John. I did exactly the same. Wife walked out with me and lost her daughter 2 years ago. Haven't gone one night without drinking. Claire, if you want some help, get into the description part of this video. This video, of all the videos. There's a link to Beacons or my number in there and book a one-to-one session. Hi Tommy, how you doing? Well done, John C. John Clark, well done, mate. You've done well. John, yeah, it's not good. This fear of stopping, very, very bad, isn't it? It breaks down to 3 bottles of red and 4 cans a night. Right, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Hell of a lot. I hate to think what I was drinking. Not at the end, I wasn't drinking much at all. Because my body was shot. My life was knackered. You know, I gave up. Well, I didn't give up. My body gave up. My mind gave up. The anxiety and all that sort of thing. You know. Hope you find these helpful. And if you want to support the channel, especially the live stream, which is quite new, and please drop a super chats, super stickers thing in. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just let's keep it current and moving. Let's keep it vibrant as well. Because we've got a lot of people coming back here, that's a good sign. And a few new ones. Welcome to everybody who's been on here, and also the new people. Well done, everybody. Because being on here is the first start to getting recovered, or to help you get better. Because like I said, one day at a time. And as DD said earlier, 20 years off, you still got to be wary. I was off for 8 years and thought I could have a little one. And a week later, I was in the shower blocks in the south of France drinking from the neck of a bottle again. I was getting the beer 8 o'clock cold from the freezer, or fridge. I was being sick sometimes, just trying to get one down. But I'd been off for 8 years. A couple of weeks later, I was completely and utterly fucked. Couldn't drive properly. It's a lot of, wasn't a problem. Bob, how you doing? I know day 121 alcohol free now, thanks to this man. Thanks very much, Matthew. I appreciate your sentiments there. See, that's lovely to hear from me. Matthew's been off for 121 days because I've helped him. Nothing better than that, is it? Really good. Great alcohol challenge together with Basque Country. Hi, Theo. Yeah, I spoke to that Stu chap the other day. He's very interesting, isn't he? So that's some extreme situation. I think he was a vodka drinker at times, wasn't he? This Stu fellow, he's an interesting guy. Steve, I love this channel. We need to understand where each other. Yeah, we're all at different stages, but we're all in the same club. It's like a sober meeting place, isn't it? It's a bit more vibrant than the AA. The AA to me was a bit slow, steady. This higher power 12 steps thing didn't work with me. I found the people on there quite miserable. Well, I didn't not on there, but at the meetings. So it's also a church, isn't it? I've got nothing against churches. I just don't go in them very much. Bob, I'm on Facebook, who wants that? Okay, we'll stick me on. So it'd be an alcohol-free lifestyle, or Stephen Curry. Congratulations, Jill. Yeah, everyone can maybe go on Facebook. That's a good idea. Join me on alcohol-free lifestyle. Join Bob, and we'll link together. Congratulations, Jill. That's massive. Yeah, fantastic. 6 years. I mean, Jill's been 6 years. Spawn. But every day you've got to be wary, like DD said, Karen has always had a problem with that, though. I just don't like it, like reliving it sometimes, though. I know what you're saying. John Clark, I think you're right. See those units, unifiers, Jody Paul, they've given me a campus site, about my career, reviews and cravings. I never had that. I had a mate where it didn't do any good, but it's worth trying. Everything's worth trying, isn't it? It works. Johnny, you're quite a big, by the way. I might sound like a lunatic drinking 50 units a day. I'm 6'5" and weighing 8 of stone. I seem to suck up. And I know what you're saying. Yeah. Well, I'm planning that. 6'3", quite a bit. All the police I used to work with big fellas used to drink a lot. Nothing to do with macho, just we need to work in the central London, especially in the summer. The old group master buses, all the horrible smoke, diesel. They used to just chuck it out with the heat of the city. You're choking for a pint after work. That was a bit of a Geordie expression. Gagging for a pint. That sort of thing. None of the guys drank wine and all that bollocks when I was. It was unheard of for a man to drink wine. Now I hear geezers going into a bar and large white wine. What the fuck? I wouldn't do me. Not long enough for a start. I was going. Oh, plus I don't like it. It's very true that fancy a pint. I've never heard anybody say, in my day, do you fancy a glass of wine? No, I don't fancy a fucking glass of wine. I was just taking in so many pints a day. It was hilarious when I look back, but gruesome in other ways because it just about took my life. It wasn't nice. It was very, very good fun initially for the first few years, and it just gets us, and we can't handle it. We can't be social drinkers. It didn't work for me. I couldn't get the victim mentality. I agree, Joe. I couldn't either. I don't know what's good about it. Anybody can actually point me in the right direction. Something good about about AA, because JR, like me, says it didn't wash with him. The pleasure Joe keeps on me. We went on the pub next. Withdrawals. Numerous withdrawals under the shakes, the feeling ill, the nausea, the feeling just rough all the time, coughing up blood, bile, not able to eat. And reaching for another drink to stop the shakes, that's the worst ones, I thought, See, if you drink 20 pints a day, it's the same as 75 cl bottle of vodka. Oh, probably more than that. I have to Google it. I think somebody said to me the other day, if you drink 8 cans of Budweiser, the same as half a bottle of vodka. But if you took a half bottle of vodka every day to a party or to work, think, Jesus, he's got a drink problem. If you have 8 cans of beer watching the football, people think, oh, it's not too bad. The difference between, drinking spirits and the scene is different. But there's still alcohol in beer, especially these stronger beers now. The Duvels and Moretti's and all that. The Ranji Boom, the Pills, the Staropromans. When I started drinking, the 3.5 to 4% was max, really. John Smith's, one night in Guinness. Quite a low ABV. So, brain fog is bad, Neil, yeah. I used to get terrible brain fog, forget where I was. Sometimes. Not all the time. There's 57 people on the active, that's good. Like I say, I hope you're benefiting from this. If so, please feel free to drop a super chat in there. Keep the channel going, and keep the research going, keep all of you motivated to come on here as well. Because if I'm not here, someone else can share it, but you can't talk about it amongst yourself. I'll enjoy doing this. It's given me a massive lift. I hope it's helped you as well. You hit the nail on the head every time, buddy. Peace and love from Yorkshire. Thanks, Jason. Is that Wallpaper the world's biggest collection of ordnance survey maps? It's books that I read every day. No, Mark, thanks for that. A lot of people comment on that. It's Wallpaper. NHS organisation, self-referral free, no pressure, your choices if you want to start. Put down. Best place to start. I went to the doctors and I got referred to this place where it was mainly other drugs used to take, not many alcoholics there. I didn't find it particularly helpful, but I did try and get the diazepam. And I got refused, so I'm self-medicated until the hospitals only look at you when you're really ill, to be fair. They haven't got time. Heaton, it's good to be back here. Hi, Heaton, how you doing? I'll go. Can you remember Ace Lager? Oh, I did. Ace Lager. There's a character called 8 Ace in this comic. It was a silver can, wasn't it? It's about £2 for 8. 8 Ace is his name, this character in Viz. It's quite funny. Day 1 so today. Well done, Mr. Alex Davis. Round of applause for you. Day 1. Keep me day 2 tomorrow and come back. 1 day at a time. 1 day. I couldn't envisage 1 hour when I was really ill in 2019. I mean, 1 day. So you're doing fantastic. 8 Ace 149. Where do you get that from, then? 8 Ace 149. Neil, Alex, the first 3 days is hard. Yeah. Thanks for the support for Alex. It's good to get 1 day under your belt. Viz. Oh, is it 149? Yes, well done, Alex Davis. Thanks for the coffee, but David, thanks. Appreciate that. Every donation's helpful. 1 day is amazing. And to do 1 day without medication, I couldn't do that. I was in such a state. I was really at rock bottom with everything in my life, really, to be honest. Mr. Alex Davis, yeah, we're here to support you, Alex. We're here to support you. That's what the group's all about. There's no negativities on here. Or no negativities, there's not your words. There's no negative feedback here. Everyone's quite upbeat, and you've got to be upbeat. You need a positive mind to beat this, There's no point in sitting in the back of the pub or sitting in the back of the room going, oh, look at my life. Because mourners will not be tolerated. Because if you mourn, you bring your mindset down. Your mindset needs to be positive all the time. Your brain runs your body, doesn't it? In some ways, a lot of ways, really. Right, lying about alcohol use. Every one of us has lied about alcohol use. And the first person you're going to lie to is yourself. The second person is the doctor. And a very good point brought up when I was ill by my daughter. Tell them how much you drink, because they can't diagnose you properly. It's true, isn't it? If you go in and say, I'm having 4 cans of 8 Ace, they'll tell you to get out of the surgery. If you tell them you're having 16 to 20 pints every day of strong lager, they'll tell you to sit down for a while. Maybe they'll give you some attention. So be honest about your volume, because it's very important for them to make a decision on what they're going to do going forward. 3 days much better. Thanks, but Glenn's vodka. John, even if you don't want to do that, go to your GP, be honest. Yeah, they'll point you in the right direction. People want to live, they double it apparently. Yeah, Heaton, at least, I agree. Double that chocolate in my case. Nobody tells me what to drink. It's just one of these things you just don't tell people. You tell people you had a pain in the chest, wouldn't you? If you're bleeding a little bit, you go, I'm losing pints of blood. And then you go in and say, well, I have 3 cans of beer every now and again. I've never smoked, but I imagine people say, I smoke 4 cigarettes a day when I'm on 40. Or the doctors will just look at you as if you're stupid. So pleased to hear this, Alex. It's not easy, but worth it. Yeah, it is. It's right there, DD. It's not easy to get sober, but it's worth the battle. It's worth every day to go to bed sober and to wake up sober and to be sober during the day, not have the paranoia, the anxiety, the fear, the impending doom, the nervousness, the shakes, the nausea, the terrible aches and pains, the malnutrition, the digestive problems, the bad smelling breath, hair falling out, teeth rotting away. Well, my teeth are okay, thank you, but you know what I'm saying. You're not getting washed, but there's no self-care when you are drinking. I mean, I probably shower now, put cream on everything since I met my girlfriend, partner, sorry, fiance, whatever. And I've been taught to look after myself. I didn't look after myself properly, so I'm feeling pretty good for 63, to be honest. I go to the gym most days as well, so all of that helps. The tiredness, it was awful with booze. Yeah, I agree with that. I see people who are much younger than me always going, "Oh, I'm tired." What have you done today? Oh, not much. Because I said, we shouldn't have drunk all day on Sunday, all day on Monday, all day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thanks for bringing that up, Stuart, the tiredness. Tim, do you meet up with people you used to drink with? Yeah, I do. Have they knocked booze on the head? No, they haven't. What do they say about you being booze free? They're all jealous, to be honest. They take the piss, and I just laugh at them. Joe, well done. Good night, everyone. Right, see you later, Glenn. Thanks for your help again and your input. Everyone's input is welcome here. And thanks again for donations and stuff that come in. Really, really helpful. Doesn't matter how much it is, just hit the super chats and we'll keep moving on. Because we get the group bigger and stronger every day. We've got 56 people on there regularly now, which is great. Hundreds of what day is it now? 70, 80, it's the 20th of July. Let's look for the 1st of August to have 100 people on every night. Right? We've got 82 once. So 100 people. It's not even, we need about 40 more. We all know somebody, get the money. And let's get 100 top people. I want to call them 100 top chat people. Right. Physical signs of long-term alcohol use. Well, I think it's getting thin legs. I can see somebody at the airport, we're in the shop, I know it's not alcoholic. You've got a slightly distended, a fat belly, as it were, stomach, very thin legs, muscle wastage, very, very sallow skin, grey looking, really. Probably a distorted gait, problems walking sometimes, even if they're not drinking or they're sober, because it affects your coordination. Not eating properly, maybe a little bit of yellowness in the eyes and skin for the long term. Someone's reading this from what this guy said. They're not sleeping properly, so they feel exhausted, look exhausted all the time. Pain sometimes, bad backs, aching joints, not looking clean and tidy. That's another sign, isn't it? Always moaning, whinging, going to the same place all the time, no crack. Disinterested in life, really, giving up in life, isn't it? Impact on relationships and work. Well, my relationship was done before I got married, I think. So I can't really, we all have different views on that one. Work, I was still all right at work for the first 10 years or so, but as time went on, I was drinking more, sort of, I lost the focus a little bit, although I still carried out my job with good effect. I could have done more. So I lost out, I think. We all lose out on a bit of productivity. I don't know if you had any experience of that. So there's impact on relationships and work. The guilt and shame of alcohol, somebody said. I did feel guilty about being an alcoholic. Nobody feels guilty if they've got a cancer or some serious disease, or they've got, some heart problem. We all feel guilty about telling the doctor we're not alcoholic, don't we? Oh, I'm drinking too much. I'm drinking too much. So we'll whisper it in a way, in a fashion. If you've got a heart problem, you're room 999. Get the whole team there, don't you? John, I didn't realise you were 63. So I thought you were mid-50s, man. No drinking cancers. Yeah, thanks, John. I did look 80 when I was ill. So, it can turn the clock back. And another little tip for people who want to look a bit younger, get some good skin stuff. Also, strength exercise. Forget about going for walks and them treadmill carry on. That's no good. Start lifting some weights. Doesn't matter how small you are. Free weights, because it'll tone your body up and tone everything up, to be honest. Everything becomes better when you're sober. If you're sober, you exercise and you eat properly, your sex life's better, your physical and your mental health will get better. Everything's better. And you just be a better person, really. Because you're not hammering it with poison all the time, All right, alcohol and liver down. We all know that alcohol affects the liver. John, I'm 49, probably look 59. Well, John, you can turn that back if you get off the booze, because that can be turned back. And like I said 1,000 times before, when you get off the booze, you need to add life to your years, not just years to your life, and make your next 10 years or 20 years, whatever you got left. We could have 30 years, don't know, do we? Or 3 minutes, who knows? But whatever you've got left, make it the best ever. So my local GP now have a walk-in service on Thursday for drinking drugs, less issues. Well, that's good then, sir. It depends on the area, doesn't it? What area you're in makes a big difference. Let me know if you find these helpful, because I'm enjoying doing them. I think a lot of you are as well. I don't want to repeat the same sort of content all the time. But if you talk amongst yourself, you bring other subjects up, it's good. And if you feel this helping you, and you want to support the channel, then please drop a super chat in and keep it moving a bit, because I think it's helpful. But I need, the more positivity I get, the better. Really gives me some sort of idea where to pitch it, what time to do it, and that sort of thing. I researched just how much damage alcohol does to your entire system. I decided that was enough. Enough was enough, and then changed my mindset. Yeah, there's a lot of research we've done. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. But if we all research stuff together, when we build quite a big strong group, where would we all meet? That would be interesting. Yeah, I'm working on that, Bob, because I say I've only done this for 10 days. But I'm getting enough super chats and enough funding that I'll hire a hall somewhere. I'll hire a hall and meet up somewhere in the middle of the country. I mean, even if I haven't got people who haven't got much money, you can get a bus there. I've got plenty. If you've got plenty of time, I'll plan ahead and just have a one-day thing. Have a bit of a conference, and then start to get the media involved as well. That's what we need to do, isn't it? From companies to surgery, heavily under pressure, as most are, right? Yeah, but we'll aim for that in the new year, I think. That's why I want to get these 100 people, the core 100, who can feed out to others, like a network, not a network thing, you know what I mean? If you've got 100 people, everyone knows 100 people. I mean, most people know a few drunks, wrong word, know a few people who've got problems drinking who would like to join this. There's going to be a big movement in this. Like, it's going to be more of a faster paced, more innovative, cheerful AA, because there's not many whingers here, which is good. We're all being like, straight on the point. This is what happened to me. This is what I want to get better. How want to get better? What the symptoms, how far I've gone, how many years am I drinking. This is dangerous. It's all very quick moving, fast pace, which is what you need in this sort of situation. The AA was, my name is John, I'm an alcoholic, and I've drunk for 12 years, and I was bored sick. You can't be on with that. No one wants to hang around with that lot, do they? Really, only went because it's a smart bird there. However, that's a different story. A couple of years ago, the World Health Organization said 0 units. Yeah, good point. 0 units. Jason, you're helping people so much. Thanks, Jason. Nikki, hiya, how are you doing? Nice to see you on here, Nikki. I don't suppose any change with your partner. He's drinking vodka, isn't he? I don't expose the world to it, but I know you have quite a lot of comments on the channel about it and how you were struggling a little bit, but you've tried your best, So don't beat yourself up about that, because really, it's the person who's drinking who needs to turn things around. The onus is on them, really, to push it and to be, admit they've got a problem and deal with it. That's what it's all about, isn't it? But yeah, Bob, really good idea to meet up. I mentioned it the other day. Maybe York or somewhere. Hire a hall for a day, a few hours. But you need this alcohol thing. You need to be on it all the time. You need to be focused on it every day, because it's so easy to relapse. And relapse is a thing I think needs to be looked at more, because that's the thing that'll kill you quick if you relapse. It didn't nearly did me. And just having a healthier life, healthy hobbies, healthy pastimes helps, And, being reliable is a good thing. Once you get reliable, you start to enjoy being sober instead of enjoying being tied to the pub. Because when you're feeling rough, it's the first few minutes when you go to the pub, everyone's there, and you go, oh, have a few drinks. You feel a little bit better, don't you? After 3 or 4 pints. And then it starts going downhill again. You think, oh, I'll go back to that flat alone. How am I going to get home? There's no taxis. Can't walk all that way in the rain. Winter time was bad as well. So if I can't get a taxi, I'm going to get the pub. And the panic of it all. Being a drinker is a full-time occupation. It never ends. Because you drink to hopefully cover the anxiety. You feel worse the next day and do the same thing. It's the same constant, like it's Ferris wheel, isn't it, all the time? It never changes. Unless you change it yourself, no one's going to change it for you. It's just a vicious cycle. And when you're off it, for God's sake, stop it. And it's the first drink. Everyone knows Paul Gascoigne. And even he says, don't pick up the first drink. And that's the problem, isn't it? The first drink could be the last. That's the one that's going to cause you the issues. The first drink will cause you the most problems. Especially if you've been off for a while. It's not a good place to be, trust me. After 8 years sober, I was so pissed off I drank again. And so after a few days, I thought I had it under control. No chance, Joe, it's all about focusing on taking responsibility for your actions and attitude. Yeah, it's a good point. You've got to focus on it, be more responsible, grow up a little bit. The chapter when you were drinking is now finished, you see. That's gone now. You can't drink anymore. And that's the end of it, isn't it, My partner is fast asleep next to me. When he stays at mine, he doesn't bring vodka with him. Mouthflies a vodka-free zone. Well, that's good to hear. He must be off it at some point. He's more or less comatose. Beef, any other Americans in here? Just curious. There are some later on. Obviously, the time difference, isn't it? So we've gone through the guilt and shame and alcohol. Again, if you want to drop a chat, please do, or go through the Buy Me Coffee link and keep the channel buoyant, as it were. If it's benefiting you, benefiting anybody you know, I'm sure it'll be benefiting your family. Just it'd be nice to see, nice for them to see you sober. I think better than people saying, "God, you look well." Whether it's family or actually, a couple of my family just disowned me. The support when I was ill and I got well again. Well, now he's turning things around. Some people don't like it. Some people get very jealous of how you live now when you're sober, because you're in. To me, it's like being in the exceptional minority. If that makes sense. Alcohol and heart health. Well, alcohol obviously puts your blood pressure up. A lot of guys I know who are similar age to me are on blood pressure tablets. I've not on any medication at all, which is amazing considering I had all the problems. And so if you want to get to the point where I am, then get in touch or do a one-to-one session with you and get you back on track. Once you're on the track, once you're focused, it's like going to the gym, you haven't been at the gym for weeks and months. When you go in, you do 2 or 3 days on a trot. You think, oh, I haven't been today. You miss it a little bit. If you keep missing it, you not go back again. That's what this is like. You got to focus on being healthy because you don't drink. You got plenty of time to focus on your health as well and get stronger. Thanks, John. Appreciate your very positive feedback there. Any positive feedback's welcome, and any donations you can throw in there, the brilliant as well. And I can keep plugging these out for you every night if you want me to. If you don't, then just let me know. Also, I still do the videos and the one-to-ones and stuff like that. It's my mission to get people off it, if that makes sense. Matthew Evans, have you read Alcohol Explained? No, I haven't actually. I'll get around to that. I said I've been quite busy with this channel the last few weeks, and there are a few publications people have mentioned. I'm not a big reader, but it might be on audiobooks or something. It takes quite a bit of time doing the videos and a bit of research and whatnot. In the UK, and where are you from? Yeah, so focus. I'll have a look at that book, and Matthew, thanks. Focus on being healthy. Good food makes a big difference. Always buy, Gordon Ramsay said this, I like Gordon Ramsay. Always buy the best food you can afford, because that's what's going to keep you healthy. That's what saved my life, good food. Sheds a whole new light on the way you look at alcohol, really good. Okay, thank Matthew, I'll have a look at that. So the book Matthew Evans is mentioning is, have you read alcohol? Right, so read Alcohol Explained. Read Alcohol Explained. Well, just read Alcohol Explained, isn't it? Simple as that. If he can explain alcohol, then it's brilliant, isn't it? It's got to be good. Alcohol and cancer risk is linked with about 7 or 8 different cancers. Obviously, esophageal cancer, mouth cancer, colon cancer, liver cancer. All these knock-on things. Oh yes, something I mentioned earlier. Even if you've got a small sort of minor illness and you're drinking, then it'll exacerbate all of those things, make it a lot worse for you. There's no positives to alcoholism. Just made okay. So 1 hour 10. So we can get a couple more super chats in, and let's get 5 altogether. So you can put as much in as little as you want. Alcohol and sleep disruption. I felt like I was drifting off to sleep quite well when I was drinking, but it didn't allow you to sleep well. You get disrupted sleep with alcohol, and when you're off it and you sort of recover well at some degree of normality, then your sleep will be much better. It's a question of like getting to that point, but it's not easy. As Dede says, it's not easy, but it is worth it. It is worth the struggle, and it's good to be focused on something, isn't it? And you got to focus on nice things, good things, things you enjoy. Again, when you get to the point of being dependent on it, you don't enjoy it, and it's really hard to enjoy things if you're not. If you're at the point where the alcohol's control, you don't enjoy anything anymore. I didn't enjoy any part of my life. I didn't enjoy waking up. It was really to the bottom of the bottom. So many other people are getting the bottom of the bottom. So many people died in hospital as well. It's just like really, it's controlling. It's detrimental to every part of your life. It weaves its way into every part of your life. It weaves its way into every part of society as well, doesn't it? Dylan was sober, start talking about you in his last video. Just wondering how much I don't watch him. I haven't really got time, to be honest. I've got quite a busy schedule, if that it makes sense. I go to the gym, do a bit of cooking, see my partner, all that sort of thing. And as we waking up and not having the feeling of impending doom. Yeah, that's a good point. The impending doom which got me, I think I said before, my anxiety levels, my mind was shot with it all, That was really bad part of drinking for me. The anxiety, the impending doom. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to speak to people. I didn't want to engage with people. All these sort of things. Not good. Still good. My way out of it is breaking it down. Yeah. I hate not sleeping properly evenings. All my weakest point. How long have you found the bedtime from work, cook, gym? Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm not a TV fan either. Oh, not Scouts again. Why are you on here, Scouts? Just let me know, please. Are there no more hubcaps to steal in Liverpool? I don't want this bloke. I wish I could get rid of him. There must be a way of getting rid of him. However, he can come on and just be a dickhead. I'm not that worried about him. What we got now? Yeah, disruption. The sleep disruption. Once your sleep pattern is back, you feel better. But obviously, you need the 3 things. You need to sleep well. You need the good food. And you need some exercise. You also need a focus. You have to have a plan of action when you stop drinking. Because you've got a lot of downtime. A lot of time when you used to drink that you've got to fill now. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Scouts, you haven't seen the size of me and Paul, have you? We'd probably cut your head off with a bread knife. It's just a joke. Yeah, alcohol and cancer risk. I've been through that. Yeah, typical Scouts troll. I like it. Let's have a look. Yeah, alcohol and aging. Somebody just mentioned I look younger than I am. It ages very quickly, alcohol. And as I said before, a lot of drinkers smoke as well, and that's bad for your skin. Because alcohol gets rid of all the good nutrients. Jason, good night, and we'll speak to you soon. So you will look better. Neil Highlight and Button, yeah, we'll get rid of him. Don't feed the troll. Yeah, good points too. These troll people, weird, aren't they? John, I've got to check the dog again. See if you're not here when I'm back, I'll see you tomorrow. Right, good man. Cheers, John. Thanks for helping. Thanks for your donations and things, and everything helps. The role of let's have a look next subject. Somebody's written about dealing with a partner's drinking. Look on social drinking versus alcoholism. Yeah, social drinking versus alcoholism. There's no There is no, thanks, Matthew, social drinking versus alcoholism. Never the twins from me. There's a total difference between the two, isn't it? I mean, social drinking is the people who the people who can go like, I'm going to have 3 or 4 pints a week. I'm going to go on the Saturday, watch the match. Is there already more? And then alcoholism is like, I'm going to be on the pub all the time. I'm going to drink all the time. You know, I know I'm hurting myself. The Scouse is back. Let's just laugh at him. I can't help but laugh at these strange people. Yeah, this is a good one for me, really. And all of you, if you've been at work recently, alcoholism in the workplace, because really you're trying to hide, aren't you? Even though you're not drinking at work, you're going to feel rough, you'll look rough. You may even smell rough because of all the bloody drink. And maybe you haven't had a proper shower or a wash, because when you go to the pub at night and then you leave the pub car park, and you've got to go back for the next day in a taxi, you haven't got time to have a proper wash, you haven't ironed your shirt, you haven't had a proper shave, then you washed your hair and all that sort of thing, And you could look like you look a right mess. And people will notice in the workplace that you look a right mess. And that's not good, is it? Wasn't alcoholism and the disease promoted by Marty Man Bill W. Not sure about that, Jim. Maybe somebody could enlighten that. No hiding it at work. Yeah, good point, Steve. That's why we used to get so stressed about going to work, isn't it? Because you can't just nip into the kitchen and have a drink when you're at work to make you feel better. That's the thing, you see. Stuart, yeah. Just tell the troll, man. Just sound all shit faced. You'll get jealous, won't you? We're all in the same room laughing. This is just an image, a false image. 62 people, that's incredible. At 10:41 on a Sunday. That's brilliant work. Just need a few more super chats in there, and we'll hit a record, which would be good, wouldn't it? Sunday night record. So let's take a couple of quid in if you can. If you can't, doesn't matter. Why do these trolls even exist? It's a funny word, troll. When you actually look at the image of a troll, it's a very ugly little thing, isn't it? Yeah, they're weird folk under these trolls. I don't know how they've got the time or the energy, really. It's bad enough. It's hard enough just getting through the day, isn't it? Without pissing somebody else off. I think I just do it normally, but without thinking. Steve, it's good community. It is good community, and we'll get bigger, better, and funnier. I know it's not a funny subject, this, but a positive mindset will breed positivity, and people think, I'm not going to have a drink, so I'm going to go and see this twat from Newcastle every night and have a bit of that. Instead of the doom and gloom of the AA. The AA. That's what you said, a piss off it. I didn't like that we went on. I hope that people got sober through them, but it'd be nice to take on this AA. Thanks, Catherine. 2:41 in the afternoon in Oregon. Oh, that's not too bad. You've got plenty of time to enjoy the day. What's the weather like in Oregon? What's the weather like? Let's have a little look. Because they are very negative individual. Yeah, these trolls. I can imagine. Look what a troll looks like. They look very nice to them on the images. 59 people. We're doing really well, actually. So we'll go to, let's take it to 11 o'clock. So you can get a couple more super chats in and get a few more individual comments and get rid of that. We get a few more trolls on. Stigma about alcohol. We mentioned that before. Why we're so embarrassed about it, God only knows. Nobody's embarrassed by anything else, are they? But the stigma with alcoholism, it's just horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I was nervous. I was worried about going to the doctors. If I've got a problem now, I'll just go to the doctor. I've got a problem. Look at that foot, toe, hand, whatever, back. Join gym and get yourself a higher power with air. I actually prefer smart recovery. Kick the trolls, yeah. Well, there's only one for that. But between those strong, intelligent, good-looking characters, I'm sure we can get rid of some scouser. Easy, just crush them. Be gone. It's quite amusing, isn't it? Really? Benefits of quitting alcohol. Somebody asked, well, there's thousands, isn't it? Everything is beneficial. She once said to me, what do you love about your fiance? I said, everything. What do you love about sobriety? Everything. Benefits of sobriety. There's such a long list. It's incredible, really. I'll just tip this one for Steve Jones. It's embarrassing to admit you have a problem. Yeah, it is. It is. But why should it be? Why should it be embarrassing? People are quite happy to tell you got anxiety, or you got neuropathy in your feet, or you got a bad heart. But why should it be embarrassing? That has to change. This embarrassing because it's not. It's not embarrassing. It shouldn't be embarrassing. You've got an illness. But I understand what you're saying, 100%. It's not. It's not one of the things which can be taken lightly. Bertie Bassett, yeah, the only disadvantage is drinking. Yeah, I agree. There's no positives to drinking. It's just going to hammer you down all the time, isn't it? The stigma's always been. It's even now when I go for maybe something minor, they'll say any of the health issues, and I have to tell them. They'll be on your record anyway. That's what you have to tell them. But you want to tell them just in case the medication you're going to get is going to affect anything. They look funny if you're crazy. No, really. And they don't say, how long have you been stopped for? Or how long have you been off the drink? 5 years. Like a very mild, well done. Being tell the thing, and what the fuck's wrong with him? Third day always seems to be most difficult to get through. Same for others, maybe. Matthew's asking there, is the third day always more difficult than others? Not sure, mate. I mean, I was hospitalised. Times I got sober before that I had medication. So it could be a number of things, can't it? Really. But certainly, Paul, my advice is to take ownership of the problem, tell people, and take back control. Yeah, that's a very good point. Paul's at the nail on the head there. Take ownership of the problem. Just tell people the truth here. Jim, it's guilt, shame, and remorse. Alcoholism named a spirit for a reason. Wake up with, however, and you'll know how much damage it does. Yeah, it's very true. Hi, Samara, how are you doing? Had a few subjects. Had a troll on here called Scouser. I think you've seen him before. He seems to have disappeared now. That's really shot him. Hope you're well. Samara's done a fantastic job. Been sober for a long time. A bit extreme like me with issues, but we've fought back. It's incredible. Oh God, yeah. To be, sober, happy, and healthy again after all the problems we've had. Because a lot of people don't make it. And it's one of them things where you should be congratulated more when you stop. But some people think you just go, oh, well, you've stopped and you're a boring bastard now. How do you fill your day and all this nonsense? You know what I mean? To ban someone on YouTube live chat as a creator or moderator, hover over the message, click the three dot menu, or tap the message on mobile, and then select block or hide. Okay, thanks, cheers, Neil. Think it needs more education. 100%, yeah. Yeah, it does need more education. I mean, we're all told about the other drugs at school and university, but not alcohol. Alcohol is just a right. It's a free, not a free bar. There's a student subsidised bar. There was a police club in most police stations. So there you go. It was everywhere, isn't it? Nobody told us about the dangers of alcohol. Didn't tell me. Education, when people know you're addicted to a poison, and ask for help, perhaps alcohol dependency could be taken more seriously. It should be taken more seriously by us as well as doctors, So, it took us a long time to get there. We got there. Yeah, at least we got there in the end. I think it can be tied to bullying at school. Well, I was bullied for enough, yeah. Bertie Bassett, you can get delirium tremors on the 7th day of not drinking. Really, I didn't know that. Yeah, but it's all a mess, isn't it? And there's too many people affected, like I said before. Thousands, isn't it? Millions of people die throughout the world. But, it's getting worse. The alcohol death rate is going higher and higher all the time. Because it's available, it's cheap, it's 24 hours now in some of the supermarkets and in filling stations as well. And that's horrendous. It's in filling stations, but they're all in there, make money on there. Next one, I think I'm tired of bullying. I can't. Well, yes, it becomes a defense mechanism for advanced school trauma, adverse school trauma. Really, I didn't know, Jim. I didn't drink a lot. I did do it. I was about 15, man. Yeah, it's just like one of these things where I don't actually. I can't put my finger on why I turns heavy drinking. Me. But it's one of them things that just catches up with you, doesn't it? And some people say it's a genetic or family link. I think it's just, to me, it was a habit that's turned into an addiction. That's what happened to me. But it's one of them things where you never know. I didn't really know which point I went into full-blown alcoholism, other than I knew I felt dreadful every day. As soon as what Jim said, it becomes a defense mechanism for adverse childhood trauma. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Dealing with social pressure, that's another one. The people say, oh, why didn't you have just one? Especially if he's dating, and it's like, why don't you drink? You're trying not to tell them you're not alcoholic, don't you? Because you think, well, what's going to happen is they're not going to date you. And that's very common, that, because somebody mentioned the other day, they don't want to date you because they think you might relapse. It's a good point, isn't it? And I think that's a very, very valid issue here. We don't tell people, especially the opposite sex, because they think we're going to be put off by us. Even though when we're sober, we're fantastic people. We're always fantastic people. All of us are fantastic people when we're drinking, really. But that devil on your shoulders has got you, or the monkey in your back, whatever you want to call it, there's been a large increase in problem drinkers amongst middle-aged women, maybe because of boredom, because the kids have grown up and left to home. Yeah, Samara, that's a good point. I was speaking to a hospital consultant not long ago. Women's death rate, or death rate for females, you would say, for alcohol-related disease and through liver and other issues, gone up 35% in 5 years. Women drink more, have more money. There's more single people than ever. More divorces, more split-ups. Women are more employed, women earn more money. I love women, don't get me wrong, but no, better than men. In a lot of cases, and they're very talented. But because of that, that's the reason that there's more deaths, and their livers aren't as robust as men's. That's scientific. It's not any gender thing. It's just that women's livers are smaller or can't cope. It's the mind's reaction to your reward system in your mind, especially by self-talk, which you made by the lather drinking may be safe again. Yeah, that's where relapse. You think you got control of it, but you haven't. You haven't got control at all. I hope you're all enjoying these lives, because I'm trying to get there every night. And if you do enjoy them or benefit from them, really, and feel free to drop a super chat in, and it keeps me able to keep it going, really, and keep the content current, and help you on your sober journey. Will help us all on a sober journey, because there's a journey. It's not just a little sprint; it's a marathon. But every day will get easier. Every day you'll feel better. The dating market is skewed. Yeah, you're right, man. I've been pretty fortunate. But drinkers, you're not reliable. And women will see you as a safer bet if you don't drink. Because you can turn up at 3 o'clock in the morning, drop a jar of coffee off, pick them up at the airport, take them somewhere. I mean, my ex-wife didn't drink very much. But I was still, I was all right partner, I think. But when the drinking took over control, I couldn't do anything really. Couldn't pick her up, couldn't provide stuff. You're not there. You're not fully focused in a relationship, are you? You're wandering all the time. It's good that you're doing this connection. It's the opposite of addiction. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all your donations and super chats and stuff, because it helps the channel to grow, and you're helping the channel to grow yourselves by being here every day. But you can get alcohol-induced psychosis, drinking, and end up with a serious mental health. 100%. Yeah, I know. One of the lads I know, his partner's a mental health nurse. They had a lot of mental health patients, which was caused by alcohol and drugs sometimes. A lot of them alcoholics. There's something called Korsakoff syndrome as well, which is alcohol related. I don't know what that's all about, but it's not very pleasant. It's 7 minutes to 11. We'll keep going at 11, and we can get some more comments and whatnot, and get a couple of super chats in. We'll see if we'll get 5. Relapse, why it happens and how to handle it. Relapse happens because we think we control it, just as somebody said. You can't control it. How to handle it? You got to get sober straight away instead of letting it run on. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that anybody will be able to fathom out relapse properly, but I know you got off it. I think you just got to realise that it's so bad for you to keep on. So you have the first drink and bollocks over the first drink, but you try and drink more to negate that, and then your inhibitions become low and you drink even more. You don't understand that you're just going with the flow. Did you have any liver discomfort? No, I didn't have any in the liver. All I had was this distended stomach, which was very painful when I had the fluid drained off it. Neil, in England in 2023, 2024, there were 280,747 alcohol-related admissions where the primary diagnosis was an alcohol-related condition. This average is approximately 5,399. Jesus. A week. So Nielsen of roughly 5,500 hospital admissions a week in the UK, in England alone, down to alcohol-related conditions. Incredibly high. Jim, in the AA they say it's the thinking that's your problem. Smart Recovery says it's a choice. Yeah. Yeah, that was a week, yes. Yeah, it's an incredible amount of people. Ascites is a fluid that builds up when your liver shrinks. And it get this huge descended stomach, which is hard to the touch. And then you get the umbilical area, because it's thinner, the skin comes out, and you get this umbilical hernia. It's horrible. My auntie was an alcoholic, and she died having her swollen stomach drained. Really, something similar nearly happened to me, Graham. I had this drain going in, and then shortly after the drain had gone, they took the drain out. They took about 20 litres of fluid off. A couple of hours later, I had a huge seizure in hospital. Ended up in intensive care. So my sodium level had gone very low. It was really, really bad. Really, really bad. So there's so many things to go wrong with you. It's just incredible. But when you get sober, there's so many things to go right with you. And that's the thing to focus on. I'm going to get sober. I'm going to stay sober. I want a better life. And that's what's going to happen to you. You will get a better life. You stick on here, you get a better life. I'm promising you that, because there's so many people on here with so much knowledge. Not just me helping you, you're helping each other. And that's the whole ethos here. And I just want us to be successful. I just want us to be the best. Because I think you've got people on here like the Submariner, right? He's an elite person. Right? Elite people. There aren't many of them around. And you're all elite people in here because you're trying to get sober. And you realise you've got a problem. How long was it before you went to the hospital after your relapse? 4 years. 4 years. My auntie was an alcoholic and turned out having a swollen. So yeah, I've seen it when it's terrible. The ascites fluid and bring it off. But a big needle in, it comes off and it might come off into like a bag, and then it's empty in a bucket. Fucking hell. Did 2 years sober, fell off the wagon, then tried again. 3 years sober, fell off the wagon again. I won't give up. Keep going, Richard. You know where the link is to get in contact. I think I started drinking heavy after my father died. I couldn't accept it. Yeah, Catherine, things like this. People dying, people having problems, health problems. There's all sorts of reasons. Financial issues, people die because of that as well. Dehydration, having diarrhea is common. Don't wake up and drink water, just beer. Well, that's what I did. I used to drink beer instead of water. I didn't have any water. I didn't have any food. So I was only 9 stone. It's not good at all. So we'll wrap it up soon. I said if you want to drop a sort of chat in, a little donation, please do. Thanks for everybody who's come along. Any other subjects you want to talk about? Oh, this one's just been dropped in here. What alternatives to AA? Well, what's the other thing about this smart recovery thing? Is that part of AA, Jim? I don't know what that smart recovery is. Well, this is an alternative to AA. It will be in another year, 6 months. By Christmas, this will be an alternative to AA. I promise you. That's how much I'm going to put into it. 100% effort. Yeah, Bob, 9 stone, 6'3". I was like a complete skeleton. I was just tiny little arms, great big stomach. My daughter said I was just like an alien. And she wasn't a young child then, she was 25. She said he looks horrendous. Just started to cry when she came to the hospital. Said to me, don't die, because I want you to see me walk down the aisle. I want you to walk me down the aisle. Broke my heart, that. Broke my fucking heart. When you start to feel like you haven't got another day to live, and you're only 57, 58, Jesus Christ. I've ruined everybody's life. my own, my parents, my daughters. I ruined the fucking lot. But you can stop. If you stick with me and the people on here, there's some expert people here, and I mean expert on life experience. We're not doctors, but we don't need to be doctors. Doctors have just had maybe slightly better education. Most GPs have been in private school. Most surgeons have been in private school. I didn't have that benefit. Maybe most of you didn't either. And another one said, doctors are just the same as you and I. They've just read different books. We know about this alcohol problem. We know about the issues it causes, how we got there, and how to get out of it. Getting out of it's the hardest part. Easy to get into, very difficult to get out of, and that's the thing, isn't it? 20 litres to that's made 4 gallons fluid removed from your abdomen. Yeah, that happened about 40 or 50 times tomorrow because the ascites was recurrent. It kept recurring all the time. It just wouldn't shift. You didn't have to put a tips in the liver, open up the portal vein. Had to have the tips reinserted, and eventually that worked. But prior to that, the umbilical hernia split, and I had to go into resus in the emergency hospital. And they said if they didn't stitch up again, that I would pass away. The trauma I've suffered is unimaginable. That's why I'm here to try and help you. That's why I'm trying to get the channel to grow. And your help, your donations help, being here helps, and everything positive helps. Because it's a death sentence. That's all it is. If you carry on. And I don't want to be sitting here on Christmas Eve talking to you all, saying, this one's died, that one's died, the other one's died because of relapse. Because that's not. I'll be here. Samara will be here. DD will be here. Most of you will be here if you pull your weight, get involved, and keep focusing. That's what you got to do. Keep going, Richard. Don't let your addiction use go long after reaching 12 months past you. It's a life commitment. It is a lifetime commitment. Thanks, Catherine. I appreciate that. It hasn't been easy. And there are certain people I know who are very jealous of what I've achieved, but they haven't got a fucking clue what I've been through. One woman said to me, an older woman, silly old cow, she said, "You never seem to have any problems." She's one of these whinging people, You never seem to have any problems. I said, I've had the world's fucking problems on my shoulders. I just don't whinge about it. And that's the key. Positive mindset. Stop whinging, get on with it and get positive. And that's what this channel is all about. Positivity. Not about mourning minis. I haven't got time for that. Let's make it professional. And, to the point. And we'll do well. All of us do well. And I'll wrap it up now. It's 11 o'clock and I know some people got to get up early. And I hope you have a peaceful evening. Thanks very much for coming on. And thanks for anybody who can donate. Once this closes, you can put something in the buy me a coffee link or something. Keep positive and keep going and keep strong, as Jim's got there. Because strong mind, strong body, get your body fit, tighten it up a little bit, and get some good food into you. Fruit and veg, some fish, some meat. You don't have to go crazy. Just buy the best you can afford. Yeah? And you'll get there. Thanks, Catherine. And cheers, Matthew. Thanks to everybody who's been on. Thanks again to DD for his wonderful donation. He's top man. Graham Box, healthy body, healthy mind, 100%. Yeah. Positivity, 100% positive. And we've got to stick to that. And, we'll do it every night. We'll do this every night. If it helps people and we get a few donations in, I'll keep going. Because it takes a bit of work, but it's worth it when you get something back from it, what you get out what you put it into life, don't you? And if I didn't do them, I don't want anybody to get ill. I don't want anybody to pass away. I don't want anybody in the same state I was in. For the sake of popping on here for a little while. Anyway, we'll catch you all later. And good evening. Once this is finished, I say if you want to donate anything, just go to the buy me a coffee link, put a couple of quid in there. You can buy me a coffee if you see me around or on there. Just pretend you've seen me. You remember that comedy when the guy said, "You ain't seen me"? I think it was the Fast Show. Graham, I hope you're also getting something out of it too. Oh, yeah, Graham, yeah. It's nice to speak to people and see what's happening and get some education from it, really. Thanks for Steve. I look forward to these live streams now. Cheers, Mark. If anybody else who wants to join these streams or get involved with the channel, I'll put the proper link up for the ebook. Buy the ebook. It's only $5.99. The price of a pint. It's a handy guide I put together really for people to refer back to if they feel like drinking, and keep off from relapsing. And I'll catch you all there. Thanks, Anne, and Neil, and everybody else who's been on here, and all the regulars. And let's make it another successful week, because the first week of doing this has been really good. It's been an eye opener, really, and it's been good. Thanks, Lulu. Mark McKay, night, folks. Okay, I'll catch you later on, and sleep tight, and I'll see you soon. And we'll leave it at that, yeah? Right. Cheers, Stuart. Take care.